So, this is Sakurai from SU Japan Corporation. I would like to talk about the utilization of the maritime spatial data in GIS. And we are the GIS vendor in the private sector, and we would like to show you some examples of the utilization of maritime spatial data. And first of all, I would like to explain our company. And as you may know, we are providing the ArcGIS, which is the platform of GIS, which can utilize the geospatial the information at the maximal level. And not only the GIS, but also we are providing various the geospatial information using cloud and the on-premise servers. And we take up various data, and then it will be provided to various forms in desktop, mobile, and web browsers. So far, you needed to do this, needed to have the server, and then the distribution was conducted. However, because of the advancement of the cloud computing, and we are also embracing the cloud technology as well. So, we would like to focus on the oceanographic information and the overseas company or the countries on the GIS platform. The various geographic oceanographic information is utilized. And for example, in the field of visualization of the spatial information, the GIS system is conducted. In the industrial field, and we are doing the mapping of the owner information of the area in terms of the development of the offshore power generation. And we are also our service is also utilized for the mapping of the pipeline and the underground cable. And then the real-time information is on the one spatial piece of information, and this has been used for a long time. And this is the role of GIS, I believe. And from now on, we are going to talk about the GIS ARC platform to be utilized for the utilization of the oceanographic data. And first of all, those scientific data are multidimensional data. That means the time, and in addition to the x and the y direction, and the time and the depth and the temperature and the pressure, and multidimensional information will be generated. And in GIS, it can be expressed in two-dimensionally, and depending on the chronological order, the expressions can be changed, and the depth and the current, if the direction is necessary, we can express it graphically. And those multidimensional data are the oceanographic data and the climate data. In the case of the land data, it is utilized for the soil and the NDVI and the land cover and so on. It is not the ocean, but it is about the climate. And the JAXA, the Japanese Space Organization, is providing the precipitation data. This is visualized. What is in the red is the strong precipitation, and then it occurred Hurricane Irma, and the precipitation information is expressed in GIS. So, multidimensional the information are utilized for oceanographic data as well. It may be difficult to see, however, it's about the current. And the arrow shows the tidal direction, and then by color, strength is shown, and horizontally that's time, and vertically the depth is shown, and this is the information of the ocean of the temperature. And if what is in orange and red, and the water temperature is high, and it is shown in on the image. but what's in between the CAN tower is shown here. By doing so, and it is easier to understand for non-familiar people, and then the time and the depth of the sea is shown here. Next one, and real-time data. And recently, because of the advancement of ICT and from various the sensors, the tremendous amount of data can be taken. And in our daily life, the smartphone, the GPS information, and the airplane, the wake information, and the location information of the vessels, they can be taken. And we can visualize them in a dynamic manner, and then the computation is possible. And this is done by GIS. So this one is using certain GIS information, and then the location information of the vessel is shown. What is in yellow is a vessel, and once this vessel comes into some area, and the intrusion into a certain area will be the trigger, and then the color will be changed. And then, and using the real-time information, and speed of each vessel will be shown on the dashboard. And at the same time, and the trajectory on the route of the move of the vessel can be left. And not only the geographic information, but the real-time information will be compiled and then visualized. And then the spatial treatment will be conducted. And this one, and the vessel information, and they will collect it from the satellite and so on. However, the exclusive data will be expressed in GIS as well. And next one, and the utilization of the measured data or survey data. In the case of the sea area, and the bathymetric chart is important. And for example, the coastal erosion and the signs, they will be checked. And in order to do so, drones are utilized. So various measured data will be expressed effectively in GIS. And the representative example is the creation of the bathymetric chart. And recently, using the data, the image data taken by drone, and we are going to use the point cloud data on 3D manner. And for a long time, and the GIS has been good at the image processing. Therefore, the images taken by the drones and the satellites, we will do the analysis for the sea area. And this is to show the result of the depth of the water, and then it is visualized on 3D. And then the measurement of the depth is conducted, and that piece of information is stored in GIS. And then, so actually, with very light way, and on the web browser, you can see the information like that. Next one. Bathymetric chart. So sea doesn't have address or the jurisdictions, and based on the map, and we need to integrate the information. And the maritime chart here is the basic information to carry out the safe navigation. So this is the very basic information. And on the GIS platform, and utilizing the maritime chart, and it will be distributed on the web. And on our ArcGIS platform, And the maritime chart format is distributed by web. And by doing so, as I mentioned earlier, and with mobile and browser, and in various environments, they can utilize the data and information. And this is one of the snapshots. And they're not only showing the maritime chart, and the components of the maritime chart will be the attribute information, and then based on that attribute, you can do the search. And the maritime chart and the yellow area here is the area of warning information they issued by the Japan the Meteorological Agency. And for example, the thick fog and the strong wind information is warned. And then the maritime chart and then those information coming from the Meteorological Agency will be overlapped. So far, and on the GIS platform, and you can utilize the oceanographic data and other maritime chart data. And I'd like to introduce some success stories. First, this is an example of port, and this is the example of a Rotterdam port. So Rotterdam port. And there is a large part where a lot of vessels come in and out. However, and they cannot expect the extension of the facility. Therefore, there was a challenge to improve the throughput. And they had a very legacy system, and however, they introduced the GIS platform by doing so. And the chart system that was created, the separately or the infrastructure ledger were linked with the maritime chart. And by doing so, and they were able to increase the throughput, and the system was improved. And what was important here is that so various pieces of information can be expressed on the WebGIS. However, and the 3 clicks or the less was necessary in this mission in order to reach the target information. And even though various pieces of information are integrated, and the convenience of the users will not go up until it shortens the time. And within 3 clicks, and the users can reach the target information. That is very good. And I think that you are more knowledgeable than myself. And the NOAA of the US, the ArcGIS platform is utilized. And the maritime chart will be published to the general public. And the various the history information and the WebGIS information can be viewed from the website for the researchers and the users. Data can be downloaded, and the API will be added as well. And the API is also provided as well. Therefore, and the users that would like to utilize the data itself can be downloaded. And then the API is also provided. Therefore, they can produce another information based on the data and the information disclosed here. And at IHO, they are utilizing the GIS platform. I rushed my presentation, but from the viewpoint of the platformer of GIS, I would like to tell some expectations of the maritime science, information science area. And it is quite important to provide open data for the promotion of the use of the oceanographic information. In the recently, the local communities or the local government would like to expand the open access of the information, and by doing the open access of information, and there will be more benefit to the general public, as NOAA is doing. And the data download and the API should be provided at the same time. And this will be the first step to expand the user base. And the industry standard, the data files, data form should be utilized. For example, the shapefile or geodatabase should be utilized. And secondary, the usage and the commercial use should be allowed, and the regulation should be relaxed. Otherwise, and even though the data is open, it will not be utilized. And as Rotterdam Port has done, and it is necessary for the users to reach the information within 3 clicks. Thank you very much.